So let's just talk about function arguments in Python. So in Python, a function can take arguments. So suppose we have one function add. Now the function will add two numbers. So here we can pass two arguments and then the function can add those two numbers. And then here we can print the result of their addition. So this is the function definition. Now whenever we call this function, we use the name of the function and then we have to pass these two parameters. So here we can pass the numbers 1 and 2. So the 1 will be received by A and the 2 will be received by B, and then they will be added and the result will be printed. So this is the arguments of function in Python. So here these are called the formal argument and these are called the actual argument. So these are the actual values, those are passed to these formal arguments. Now let us talk about different types of arguments. So first of all we have the positional arguments. Here the arguments are assigned based on their position. Like an example, this add function that takes two arguments. So here we are just using the positional argument. So whenever we call our function, we pass values. So here the first one will go to the first argument and the second one will go to the second argument. So here the values are passed from the actual argument to the formal argument based on their position. And next we have the keyword arguments. So in keyword argument we can specify the argument name when calling the function. So suppose we have a function greet which takes the name and age and then it print the name of that person and then the age of that person. Now whenever we call this function, we pass the name and the age. So the first argument will go to the name and the second argument will go to the age positionally. But suppose we accidentally passed them incorrectly. So suppose we pass the age and then the name. So this will create incorrect result. So if we run this, so you can see the name is showing 20 and the age is same. So definitely this is wrong because now the arguments are passed positionally. So to fix that, we can use the keyword arguments. That means we can assign name to these arguments. So we can assign age to the first argument and name to the second argument. Now the order of the arguments are not matter because we have assigned name to them. Now it is showing correctly name Sam and age 20. So the keyword arguments will always ensure the assignments are happening properly. And let's now talk about the default arguments. So here you can see the function is taking two parameters and here we are passing two values. Now suppose you accidentally forget to pass one value. Now this will throw error. So here it is throwing error because this is expecting two arguments. So here we can assign some default values. So whenever we do not pass any value to the second argument, the default value will be taken. So now you can see there is no error and the addition is 3 because 1 is passed to the first argument. Because you are not sending any second parameter, so the default value is taken. So the result is 3. So let's now talk about variable length arguments. So here the add function is currently taking two arguments. Now there can be situations where we do not know how many arguments the function will receive. So in that case we can use the variable length argument. So we use the star and then the name of the argument. Now this argument can accept variable number of arguments. So all of them can be accepted by this one argument. And then to find the sum of all these numbers, we can loop through the numbers variable, find the total of all the numbers, and then we can print their total. So here you can see the total of all those numbers. And not just this, here also we can combine the variable length argument along with other arguments. So here we can have other arguments. So x is the other argument and this is the variable length argument. So the first one will be accepted by this x and the all other arguments will be accepted by this variable length argument. So now if we run this, so now the summation is 14 because the first one received by x and the rest of the numbers are received by this variable argument. So we are adding all the numbers except this first number. So that's why we are getting 14, which is one less than the previous summation. So this way we can use different type of arguments in Python based on our requirement. Hope you understand about types of arguments in Python. See you in the next one. Take care.